more sections like we are following the particular format. Okay. So produce a statement of profit or loss. So it is profit or loss. Okay. Remember, see, each and every word is important. Each and every word is important. Show that shows the gross profit. Okay. Gross profit and profit. Okay, not net profit. Okay. So gross profit and profit or loss for the year. So each and every word is important. So how they write. So when we let us start. So when we write, you remember first we have to write the heading statement of profit or loss. Who is the trader? Statement of profit or loss for Shola. Statement profit or loss for Shola for the year. For Shola for lot of students they just write everything and they will not write the heading. Obviously, yes, the answer sheet, the question paper itself will have so many things. So as to headings will be there, so many things will be there. So sometimes if it is not there, then we have to write it. Otherwise, if it's already there, then there is no need. So if it's not there, then we have to write it. So statement of profit and loss. So before starting this question, before starting answering this, let us discuss certain points. I will ask you, okay, so remember it in five steps. Okay, remember in five steps. Five steps. Number one, number two, number three, number three O. Three, number four, and so first we have to start with number one. Then we have to subtract number two. That will give number three. To that we have to add VO. From that again you have to subtract 4. That will give. So what is 1? 1 is revenue. 2 is cost of sales. 3 is gross profit. 3O is other income. So this plus this has no name. So I will discuss what is this. So then minus 1 is expenses. This will be profit. So now let us discuss each and every point. So I will ask you certain questions also in the meantime, so that let me just check if you know the answers. You can answer those questions if you already know. So what is revenue? Revenue is nothing but net sales. So what is net sales? Net sales is nothing but sales minus sales returns. Isn't this sometimes instead of sales they will give revenue. They will give sales return also. So there is no revenue returns. Okay, so there is always sales returns. So don't get confused. Sales, if they give sales or revenue, it is one and the same. But always by default you have to subtract sales returns, and that manner that is called a revenue. Revenue is always revenue only. It is not. There is nothing like net revenue. Remember, there is nothing like net revenue. Net revenue. Okay, so there is nothing like net revenue. So net sales is nothing but sales minus sales returns. Sometimes sales and revenue are interchangeably used, and they give sales returns also. So revenue minus sales minus sales return, always it is equal to revenue. So always when the revenue is the only thing, there is no concept like net revenue. Never. Net revenue is never used. Okay. Always revenue. Very important. Very important. Okay. So basic things, but lot of students they don't focus on small things, but when they are attempting and the question papers they get confused with small things. So they may get confused when sales is given, revenue is given, they may get confused. They may take one or the other, they may leave out. So they may think that your sales return is already included there. So all those things may be, there may be a lot of confusion. So always the concept should be very clear. That is why you have to learn the subject in depth. In A levels, you have to learn the subject in depth to crack, to get the best score. To get the best score, you have to understand each and everything, each and every word, each and every term, whatever it is, you have to understand. Unless the concepts are very clear, you cannot excel in A levels. You cannot excel. So remember, forget it. So don't even think about it. Lot of students, what they do near the exams, they try to work out, they try to do lot of things, but because of excitement, because of the anxiety, because of the stress, they forget most of it. So unnecessarily they lag behind, and the performance comes down very bad. So never do that. So you start preparing from the day one. From the day one, understand each and everything, try to work out more and more problems. That will give you best idea. That is the best idea to get very good. So this is what is first step. First thing you should know. First step number one, revenue. Revenue is net sales. That is nothing but sales minus sales returns. Sales and revenue are interchangeably used. So they may give sales also and sales return also. They may give revenue also, sales return also. There is no word like net revenue. Always it is revenue. So remember this. This is the first step we should know. So in this also, a lot of students they get confused and they commit lot of errors. I have observed. So second point. Second point is cost of sales. So what is cost of sales? To get this, to make this revenue, you incur some expenses. You incur some expenses to make this revenue. So that is known as cost of sales. So what all is included here? Purchases. So you would have purchased merchandise, purchases, that is goods only, okay? So only goods. You have purchased, okay, goods. To get the goods inside the company or go down or factory or whatever, you might have incurred carriage inward. So remember carriage, there are two types. One is carriage inward and one is carriage outward. Carriage inward means you get the when you purchase, you get the materials inside our premises. So we incur carriage income. So purchases plus carriage income. So what other things can be included in this? When we purchase, there may be some items that we might not have sold, that may be still lying. We might have purchased some items in the previous year, previous month, or whatever, and there may be some items that is still lying with us. So that is known as inventory. That is known as inventory. So to this, we need to add opening inventory. What is opening inventory? Opening inventory means inventory at the beginning. Inventory at the beginning. So before the purchases, before we have sold all those things, before that, there might be some. Okay, so there might be some opening inventory. So at the beginning, whatever we have that one, so that need to be added. So again, in the end, at the end of the accounting period, some inventory might be remaining. So that is known as closing inventory. So in the instant case, in the instant case, for the year, so this is 31st March 2020. So in this case, opening inventory is on 1st April 2019. There may be some items lying 1st April 2019. So closing inventory will be on 31st March 20. So maybe this is, we can call it 31st March 2019 also we can. So normally the year will, this opening will become, so normally we take 1st April. So there is no much difference between 31st March 2019 and 1st April 2019, because there is a difference of only one night. Okay, so remember, cost of sales is nothing but purchases plus carriage inward plus opening inventory minus closing inventory. So, or you can write opening inventory at the beginning of the year, inventory at the end of the year. So cost of sales, very important. So you can remember this. So like opening inventory less purchases less purchase returns. So similar to sales return, there may be purchase returns also, right? So if the goods whatever you have purchased, if they are of not of good quality, you might return them. So it is known as purchase minus purchase returns. Okay, so these are called net purchases. Net purchases. So you can use the word purchases minus purchase returns as net purchases. So purchases, normally you will use purchases only even if there is purchase returns. We normally don't use the word net purchases. We use purchase minus purchase returns. So opening inventory plus purchase minus purchase returns plus carriage inward minus closing inventory. So cost of sales is equal to cost of sales is equal to this one. So this will give you cost of sales. This will give you cost of sales. So what next? So revenue minus cost of sales will give gross profit. So to this, we need to add other income. So this minus this will give gross profit. To that we need to add other income. So what is other income? What is other income is nothing but discount received. So this is not the income of the main operations. So revenue means sales. Okay, revenue means sales. This is other income. Other means other than sales, whatever the income like discount received, discount received. So maybe receivable, rent receivable. So there may be interest receivable, interest receivable or interest receivable. So all these are known as other income. So all these are known as other income. So why did I call this as nameless? Why did I call it as nameless? Because there is no name for gross profit plus other income. You have to just calculate and do it and write and do it up. There is no name. No name. So why did I write 3 plus 3O? So that you don't forget this. So that you don't forget. What happens? A lot of students they reach here, they forget these items. Calculate in your mind. You should know all the steps in your mind. So there should be logical flow, logical smooth flow of numbers and whatever the words, whatever. So there should be logical flow. So you get something. So that is nameless. So question mark. Then to that, from that, what we need to do is we take out expenses. What are those expenses? Maybe you would have paid salaries. So these are all the other expenses which are incurred for the purpose of after the sale. Okay. So see, what is cost of sales? Cost of sales is to make the goods saleable. But after the goods become saleable, there are so many other expenses. Like you may have to pay salaries to the staff. So you may have to pay rent. You may have to pay rent. So you may have to pay wages. You may have to pay wages to the workers. So you might have to spend on postage and stationery. Similarly, carriage outwards. Carriage outwards also. Carriage outward means when we sell, at that time we incur expenses. It is related to sales, but it is after the finished goods have been produced. So that's why carriage outwards. After the sale has been made. So that is why carriage outward. So carriage outward also. Discount allowed. So discount received is part of other income. Discount allowed is coming here. So remember this is very important. Lot of students again they commit mistake. Discount allowed should come here. So then whatever you get after you deduct what you get is profit or loss. So what are the steps? Let us revise once again. Revenue. So that is net revenue minus cost of sales. That will give you gross profit. So that we need to add other income. So that will give one figure. From that we need to subtract expenses. So what we get is profit or loss. That's all. So remember 5 line items. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this plus this. Because why? VO? Because lot of students they normally forget this. 3, 4, okay, that will be 5 steps. Simple, that's all. So fifth step is not a step, but also ultimate answer is profit and loss. So this is how you have to do it. So now let us go and work out. Suppose, so if you remember this particular aspect is very important. So if you remember this, these questions on income statement, profit or loss are often asked. in A levels, AS level, both in AS level and A level, often they are asked column adjustment. These are the steps you should know. Suppose if one of the other item is not there, for example, if opening inventory is not there, you can just leave it. Opening inventory is not there, you can leave it. So if there is no other income, you can leave it. So opening inventory is not there, you can leave it. You can write zero or you can just leave it. You don't have to take. So the answer depends on whatever the details given. So the line items, the items are as per the question. Okay. Items are as per the question or info. So there is no specific. There is it is a big ocean. There's too many expenses are there, too many incomes are there, too many things are there. But normally these are the mostly used, mostly commonly, almost 80 to 90% of the line items. So that is why this is just illustrative. So the items you have to write as per the question or info. But the steps are almost same. So you have to always follow these five steps. One, two, three, four, four steps. Four steps, four to five steps. That's all. Okay. So you need to remember this. So now come to the question. Having learned all this, then now you can attempt the question. So now delivery cost. When is this incurred? This is incurred to deliver the goods. So they are expenses. Office expenses. Purchases, cost of sales. Purchase returns, cost of sales. Rent and rates, expenses. Sales, revenue. Sales returns, revenue. You have to deduct from revenue. Wages and salaries, expenses. So hardly how so simple. Such a simple question. The question is very simple. So now having understood this, you can solve any number of questions. If the steps are clear, if you know everything, the steps are clear. So first you have to write the heading statement of profit or loss. So first you write statement of profit or loss. Okay, you write down. Then what is the thing first you have to do? You have to write revenue. What is revenue? Sales. Sales is how much? 134520. 134520 less sales returns. Returns how much? 20. What is revenue? So this minus this minus 131480. So 131480. Remember this is revenue. Okay. So you have to write the details like this in your column, and the amount whatever you get is revenue. Whether if only revenue is there, you can just write like this. If there is sales return, you can write that. If it is not there, you can just leave it. So revenue and sales is one and the same. They are interchangeable. They are explained to you. Now from this you need to subtract cost of sales. So what are cost of sales? Cost of sales are related to purchases, less purchase returns. What are purchases? Purchases are 57210. Purchase returns are 1605. So when you subtract this from this, 57210 minus 55605. 55605. So this minus this will give you, so 75,875. 75,875. So this is known as gross profit. So gross profit. So then to that you have to add other income. So by default, you just write this and leave it. So it doesn't, you lose, no, no, you don't lose any marks for writing this because normally you forget to write this. So when you are practicing, at least at the time you write in the exam, if you don't write also it's okay. But when you are practicing, you just write and leave it so that in the exam you don't forget. A lot of students commit this mistake. So I am telling you this seriously again and again. So a lot of students they forget this, then again they try to insert because of that lot of time will be wasted. So gross profit is the same amount 75,875. So from that you need to take out expenses like expenses. So what are the expenses? Delivery costs, yes. Office expenses. What is delivery? How many are delivery costs? 8645. Office expenses 2310. Rent and rates 12870. 12870. Wages and salaries 5398. Wages and salaries 5398. So now you add all this. Plus fine. That will give you 98680. 98668. So that will give you how much? So this minus this minus this loss. Because expenses are so loss 7,587 minus 2,280. 8,8,0. That's all. So that is the end. So you have to write this in a specific way in this particular format. It's very important. Okay. So you have to use follow these rules. You have to practice this. Often you have to practice. You have to remember. You have to use it. So income statement, statement of profit or loss is very important question. Often asked in the exam. Often asked in the exam. So lot of questions are often again in A levels also, AS levels also. They are very very important. So now, so we'll just wind up this session. We'll just continue in the next class. Till then, have a good day. Good night. Bye. So, dear friends, welcome back. Let us continue with activity 7.2. So, Vikram is a sole trader who buys and sells goods at the trial balance. So, this is a question from statement of profit or loss. So, we need to prepare a statement of profit or loss. This is David Hopkins' latest book. So applicable for 25 2025 26. So we'll continue. Okay, so let us just so check out the items whatever are there. So before starting this, so let's have a recap of how statement of profit or loss is prepared. So first, okay. So what are the line items? So first one it is revenue. So revenue is nothing but sales minus sales returns. So minus cost of sales. So cost of sales. Do you know what is cost of sales? So opening inventory plus purchases minus purchase returns plus carriage inwards minus closing inventory. So that will give cost of sales. So when we subtract revenue, cost of sales from revenue, we get gross profit. To that gross profit, we add other income. So other income is like discount received, interest received, so rent received. So all other income which is not other than operating income will come here. So from that we subtract expenses. What are the expenses? Like expenses incurred, which are like salaries, wages, rent, postage and telephone. So, so that will give profit or loss. So in just 5 steps, so very important. So learn this because often the questions are asked in AS level. Lot of questions are asked on income statements. So that's why we have been repeating this concept again and again. Like what are the steps and what are the contents. So it's very important. Okay. So now is also expense. Discount received is other income. Heat and light expenses. Insurance expenses. Inventory at 1st April 2019. So this is cost of sales. Motor expenses, purchases cost of sales, purchase returns cost of sales. We have to subtract. So rent and rates expenses, sales revenue, sales returns revenue, wages and service expenses. So inventory at 31st March was valued at 29,143. So this is also cost of sales. So this is how we have to do. Okay. So first, as soon as you see the question, you should visualize where these items will come. So you should visualize where these items will come, so that when you are doing the problem, you should be doing it like a bullet train. So very fast. You should be very fast because the questions will be very tricky sometimes. They will be very somewhat lengthy. If not one question, some other questions may be very tricky. So that's why you have to be very active. Okay, hyperactive. Otherwise, getting very good grades is not at all possible. Okay, so that is remember this. It's very very important. So now let us continue to just so what is there first revenue there are two items, so sales and sales returns. So that is what is in revenue it is sales and sales returns. So how much it is? Sales and sales returns is 354987. Proper format. So see, accounting as a subject is a presentation, more concerned about presentation. So all the steps should be as it is. All the steps should be very formal, very neat and clean, so that each and every concept is explained to the examiner. So first of all, we have tried the heading statement of profit or loss. So in the exams they would have given this actually. So it is not so important. Even then, if they are not given, so I am just writing here for your convenience. So if it is written, you don't have to write it. So first, we have to start with revenue. So revenue, under revenue, we'll have sales. So this is okay. Next, always write the dollars currency in. Always you have to write. Don't forget to write this. So revenue. So on the top, if you write, it is applicable for all. So you don't have to write everywhere again. So minus cost of sales. What all is coming in cost of sales? Purchases. So below that, you need to write opening inventory. Okay, don't forget to write opening inventory. Follow, understand, remember, by heart, whatever. So always you have to write it in a proper sequence. Okay, so always. So inventory, what they have given you, inventory at 1st April 2019. Inventory at 1st April 2019. Write the same line item, whatever they have written. See, what I advise you is as soon as you see the question, you can try answering the question on your own, and then you can cross check with the solution here, so that you can answer. You can be sure that whatever you have done is right, so that it will increase your confidence, it will boost your confidence, and it will help you prepare for examination with lot of comforts. Okay, so first you try on your own, then only you check this. Don't see this as a movie or as a video or something like that. So please try to work out the question on your own, and then you have to have a look at this. This will be more effective. So learning should be more effective. So it should be with fun also, but it should be more effective as well. So try to answer the question on your own, and then you cross check with this solution whether you understood every concept, everything is clear or what. Okay, so inventory at 1st April 2019, 34096. 34096. Okay, then purchases. For that we need to add purchases. What are the purchases? Purchases 245110. So from this we need to subtract purchase returns. What is the purchase returns? Purchase returns are exactly reverse of purchases. So 5620. So to this we need to add carriage inwards, because when we purchase we get the goods inside. So by default carriage inwards to 305. Normally these are the line items normally. Okay, purchases minus purchase returns, carriage inwards. So from that we need to subtract inventory on 31st March. Inventory on 31st March 2020. It's given in adjustments. Always closing inventory is given in adjustments. 2914. Always. So put it in bracket so that you don't mess up again. Lot of students they mess up doing calculations. If you don't put the numbers minus or something like this, you will just make wrong calculations, and ultimately the figure will go wrong. So you lose. So very important. 34096 plus 6 plus minus 2914 46748. So expenses total amount is 246,748. So cost of sales are subtracted. So you put it in bracket again. This minus is for these items. Okay. Okay. So this is gross profit. So this is how it is. So to this we need to add other income. So this is a comprehensive question. So all items have been. This is a very good question for practice. Okay. So this is very good question for practice. Try to practice this to learn the line items so that all the line items are included in this. So it will be easier for you. So you kindly mark it as important and practice these questions. Often you practice this at least 3 to 4 times you practice so that the concept is clear and you soon so that you don't miss out any line item. Yes, obviously there will be adjustments. Lot of adjustments also will be there. So that is another thing, another part. But this is the starting point. So always you have to start with this. Then you have to incorporate the adjustments, whatever. So the format is will be the same. So only you have to incorporate the adjustments. Okay. So practice this question. This is a very good question because lot of line items are there. Discount allowed. So exhaustive line items are there. So discount received. So this is other income. So this is other income. Discount received 2067. Discount received. So you add this. So this will give you one amount. So we don't know the name of that amount. 10632. So from this we need to take out expenses. What are the expenses? Carriage out what? 1, 2, 3, 4. Discount allowed 1,888. Heat and light 3765. Insurance 4760. Motor expenses 5269. Rent and rates 14,400. So that's all. So these are the expenses. Okay. So these are the only expenses, nothing else. So how many line items are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Let us just check if we have taken everything. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 line items. Is it correct? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So what we have left? I will not calculate the discount amount. Discount is 70. Not responses. So let us cross check. So let us check line by line item. So how to cross check? Sales, sales, is written, is written. So you need to learn even how to cross check sometimes. Okay. So we have to cross check. Otherwise, simply just for a matter of 1 minute, you will lose a lot of marks. Even 1 mark is very uh, is of high importance. So don't be in a hurry. Don't try to mess up. So wages and salaries we have taken 67109. Then let us just check wages and salaries. See, we have not taken wages and salaries. Okay. So like this, we will get it. So we don't have to now. We don't have to. Okay. So now we don't have to verify because we have already done it. So we found out wages and salaries. There are 15 line items, right? So we have got all the 15 line items. 67109. 67109. So we have taken all the 15 items. So that is how we have to check. Okay. So when we have to cross check, we have to put the ticks like that, and then we have to cross check. So be careful. So 1, 2, 3, 4 less, less, 7, 6, 5 less, 7, 7, 4, 2, 4. So we have finished activity 7.2. So we can just have a recap like statement of profit loss. I always write the heading. So revenue sales minus sales returns. So write the items for this cost of sales, inventory, purchases, purchase returns, carriage inwards, inventory at the end. So write down everything, then you get one figure. So this minus this will get gross profit. To that you add other income, you will get one value. So from that you subtract all the other expenses, all the expenses. So You take out all the expenses, you add all this and put it here. So because it is minus, you have put it in bracket. This minus this, and you is done. Okay. So this is how it is. So now we can. So this is the end of activity questions 7.2. Activities 7.2. We will catch up in the next class. Till then, have a good day. Dear friends, welcome back to Shasha's virtual classroom. So, activity 7.3, produce a statement of profit loss for Samara that shows the gross profit and profit and loss for them. Samara, who is this Samara? Just let us have a look. Let me put somewhere here. So, the trial balance has been prepared for Samara. So, see, okay. So this is the one. So, a seller of women's clothing at 30th April 2020. Okay. So rent and rates is given. So here in the question they have given everything like this is an expense, this is asset will go to statement of financial position, revenue is given, this is other revenue, discount receipt. Okay. This is other income. So this will go to other income. So then carriage outwards expense, sales revenue, inventory, 1st April 2019, 1st May 2019. So is there anything new in this? So inventory at 1st May 2019, electricity, sales return, commission received, purchase returns, discount over purchases, trade receivables, wages, drawings will not come. So that will go to statement of financial position. So motor expenses back. So no much unique items. So I think you can try this question on your own. So even then, let me be just quick. Let me just finish it fast, so that you can cross check with the solutions. So this is very important topic. That's why I am doing this. So let us continue. Okay. So we'll start with income statement, statement of profit and loss. The first revenue, and sales, sales 40,800. These returns 220. So this one is this. Mm. Given number, purchases, into 600, receive the purchase returns, this purchase returns, how much return, carriage inwards, inventory also we have taken, let's check if carriage inward is there, carriage inward, yes. So carefully you have to see, don't miss out any item. Inventory, closing inventory, we have to subtract. So 3760, that's for the W. So this will be, this is gross profit. What is it is? Gross profit. This is gross profit. So this we add other income. So what is other income? Commission received. Discount received. Discount received. Commission received. How much is discount received? 50. Commission received. Discount received. Commission received. 50. commission received 2340. Commission received 2340. Okay, correct. So this place, this is 2390. So you have to add here 2390. So this will be this plus this. 22 to 20. So this is profit plus gross profit plus other income. So there is no name for this particular line item. So forget it. Then expenses. Okay, take out expenses. What are the expenses? So let us write all the expenses one by one. In the beginning, rent and rates for it. Carriage of the return. Return. FTC is the 0. 1180 electricity. Discount allowed 60. Wages 9700. So now you add all these expenses. 480 plus 810 plus 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 so 20 minus 12390 will be 9830. This is profit. This is profit. So remember, so this is that's all. So very simple question. So let us take a picture of the profit because we need it in the next activity. They asked for the same activity. They asked you to prepare statement of financial position. So take down the number 9830. Keep it securely. Safely means just remember it. And anyways, if you are doing it in a notebook, then it will always be there. So you can have just check and you can use it. Okay, so this is how it is. So just once again you can just cross check with the solution. So before attempting any of the questions, so my request is that you try answering the question on your own, then you cross check with the solutions. Dear friends, welcome back to Shasha's virtual classroom. So this is a statement of profit or loss. This is David Hopkins' latest book. So today we'll discuss exam style questions. So similar questions are asked in AS level MCQ paper. So exam style questions. Which of the following should not be recorded? So just let us just have a look. So which of the following should not be recorded as an expense? Not be recorded as an expense in the statement of profit or loss. Yeah, delivery cost is an expense. Discount allowed is an expense. Insurance is an expense. Drawings is not an expense. So which of the following is included in the calculation of cost of sales? Carriage inwards is included, yes. Carriage outward is not included. Discount allowed is not included. Discount received is not included. So the initial profit for the year in the statement of profit and losses is 17,500. However, a number of items have been omitted. So these all items have been omitted. So 1800 is this carriage inward. So discount received is 6200. Sales return is 4100. So which are the minus items? So carriage inward will, so loss, initial profit. Okay, so initial profit. So there is a profit. Profit is 17,500. 17,500 profit. So carriage inward is 1800. So it is an expense. Whether it is a forming cost of sales or expenses, it is always an expense. So that will go to reduce the profit. So it will reduce the profit 1800. So discount received. Discount received is other income. So which increases. So increases the profit. Sales return. Sales return is reverse of revenue, that is minus sales. So this will decrease the profit. So just let us just calculate 17,500 minus 1800 plus 1600 minus 41 plus 17,800. 17,800 is the answer. So then after this, you have a trial balance. I mean, the trial balance extracted from you is 31st March. So
Dear friends, welcome back to Shasha's virtual classroom.
let us
So,
just
today
discuss.
we'll be
We can
discussing
upload this
statement
on
of financial statements,
I think we can upload this on
statement of
Telegram.
financial position. Okay, so today,
It includes costings 2775 for his own use. So this one you have to subtract from purchases minus this. This has not been recorded in the books. The inventory at 31st March.
so this is David Hopkins' latest book.
So this you have to subtract. Then let us
We'll
just
discuss activity 8.1. So, before having looking into this class,
capital will
I
go
would
to
request
sales.
you
So
to
carry
try
forward
answering the question on
go
your
to sales.
own. So, from whatever you have learned in school, or
This
from
is
your
expenses.
teacher, from wherever, so
Expenses.
then you can cross check with
So
the
this
solution so that you
expenses.
can confirm your
Drawings is
understanding. Okay,
financial
so
position.
activity 8.1.
Purchase and fittings statement of financial position.
Janai SO Trader had a capital account balance of 89,350 on 1st April 2019. During the year,
This is cost of sales.
Jana made drawings of 22,750. Prepare the capital account. Okay,
Expenses.
capital
This is
account.
expenses.
If the profit for the year
Statement of financial
of
position.
dollar 26,390
Statement of
had
financial
been
position.
made.
Purchases will go to cost of sales.
So close the closing capital. Next one, B. This is part A. This is part B. Calculate the closing capital using
Receivables.
the listing approach.
Receivables will go to statement of financial
If
position.
a profit for the year
Sales
of
minus sales return.
26,390 has been made.
Minus
So you can try on your own based on your understanding. So there are two ways.
again
So what is one way? You have to learn
cost of sales.
how an account is prepared, what will come on the credit side, what will come on the debit side,
Have any doubts on
and
that?
list of items, what will be added, what will be subtracted in listing approach.
We have to
So that way you can do, or
so I'm just not
you can understand and you can try. So
so
now let us discuss the solution.
this is the
So first, prepare the capital account.
profit or loss.
Prepare
So
the capital account.
we will be
So
maintaining the statement of financial position in the next class.
capital
Then have
account.
a good day. Good night.
So capital account is usually in a T format. So this side is always debit. This side is always credit by default. So dollar currency will come here. Then first one. Add a capital balance. Add a capital balance of 89,350. 89,350. So capital balance. Capital is a liability, right? So always it will have credit balance. So remember, capital is a liability, and always it will have credit balance. Credit balance means it will always come on the right side. 89,350 by default. Okay. 89,350. This is on what date? This is on 1st April 2019. So balance order.
Curriculum like IGCSE, O levels, AS
89,350. Okay. So then
clear understanding of the concepts,
during the Janam drawings of 22,720. So drawings are exactly reverse of capital. So where they come, drawings will always come here. So
scoring
drawings. How much? 22,720. 22,720. Now profit of 26,390 has been made. Profit. So profit of 26,390. So profit means normally it is credit balance, right? Profit is always credit because credit all incomes and gains, no? So like incomes always show credit balance. So profit means it's a credit balance, so it will always come on the credit side. So 26,390. 26,390. So that is profit for the year. Prepare the capital account. So that's all. So capital account done. So those are the items that have been given. So now what you have to do? You have to add this side and this side. So which side is heavier? Obviously this side, right side is heavier. So if the right side is heavier, it's called excess credit. So excess credit means balance will come here, balance carried on will come here. So this plus this minus this. So you add both and subtract this item. So 89,350. 89,350 plus 26,390, 26,390 minus 22,720, 22,720, 93,020. So 93,020. So this is the amount. So 22,720 plus 93,020, 115,740. So this is activity. Eight point one. A. This is A. Okay. So now coming to B. So very simple. So you can just check once again. Activity 1.1A, 8.1A. debit this side drawings and balance, and credit side balance brought down and profit. That's all. Okay. So then we have to add. We have to, this is the balancing figure. So this is 7. So that's all. This is given. This is given. This is given. Everything is given. So we need to add, write simple. We have to just plug in the figures. So it's very simple. Capital account is very simple. So now prepare it in the form of a statement. So when you are preparing in the form of a statement, you have to add these two items and you have to subtract these items. That's all. So you start with the opening balance. So calculate the closing capital using the listing approach. So part B, section B. So answer B. Okay. 8.1 activity 8.1
Got it. I train you
B.
pass
So
success.
capital opening capital at the
Everything
beginning.
marks you excel in your studies so that you understand and do better
So this is
than the best.
capital
This 2K I have been taking on
by
classes. I am aware of
listing
other
approach.
dispressure students, below average, above average.
So this
I
is added. Capital at the beginning. So what is
analyze
the
and
capital at the
understand
beginning?
what
Same by default,
activity,
89,350.
understand how the students suffer. I feel that
So to that we
that
need to
person
add profit
try to understand the difficulties,
26,390.
making the student understand the subject and making interesting for them to learn so that they excel in their studies is my whole perspective. These
So
days,
when we
a
add
lot
this
of
and this, how
students
much do
have
we get?
various difficulties. They won't understand electronic finance. A lot of
89,350
students who are
plus
doing online classes. A lot of students who
26,390.
are taken on distance learning
One one
classes.
plus 740.
Face
Yes, same. It is the same
difficulties in
question
understanding the
again,
core
but you are
concepts.
doing it in a separate,
So
different
they try
method.
to
That's all.
understand, but most of the
Okay.
teachers
So drawings,
uh, have different methodologies to explain, and
drawings is
many students are unable to
22,750
understand. It's a hard time for the students.
less
Myself,
drawings
not being just learned, but having understood the subject as a common sense.
22,720.
I'm a professional
So
tutor,
subtract
professional trainer, and educator,
22,720.
having
So
hands-on experience
93,000.
and theoretical knowledge in various subjects, such as
Same answer
liabilities
you
and
get.
income taxes, accounting, be it financial
So
accounting, advanced financial
93,000.
accounting, cost accounting, managerial
93,020. So it's very
accounting,
simple.
supervisory accounting,
So you have to add whatever is there this side you have to
risk
add,
management
and
accounting,
whatever is there this side you have to subtract. You will get the
financial
answer.
management,
So listing
operations
method.
research, quantitative techniques, business mathematics, business statistics, business economics, business studies, and various other business management subjects. I even have on-hand experience in ERP, SAP, Tally, QuickBooks. So I'm in a better position to explain the real logistical issues, the logistical problems, the core concepts in a better way. So a lot of students approach me near the exams for exam-oriented crash courses and exam-oriented coaching so that they pass their exams. I have a record 100% of my students clear my exams, clear their exams with ease. 100% they succeed. So I explain them as if they are noise, ignorant noise. Even the ignorant noise understands the subject easily. So I teach them as a common sense because any subject is more a common sense than a subject. So a student should be capable of understanding the concepts so as to make their life easier. So learning becomes pleasure and enjoy. So anyone who is interested, who wants to clear their exams with ease without any difficulties, please get in touch with me. I'm available anytime for that. 24/7, I'm available for that. Thank you. Caring is caring. So please subscribe, share my channel because spreading knowledge only increases your knowledge. Dear friends, welcome back to Shaza's virtual classroom. So activity 7.1. Today we'll be discussing activity 7.1 from statement of profit or loss. Profit or loss. So remember it's a statement. Okay? So it's a statement. It's not account. So statement means there is no debit side and credit side. So it's not in dicty column. Statement we can write in any form, but specifically statement of profit or loss and statement of financial position we have to write in a specified format as per the international accounting standards. Since accounting is concerned about presentation, you have to follow the format, strict format to write. You have to write it in a specific way, specific steps. You have to follow certain rules, not the rules, not just the rules of debit and credit. You will be using the rules of debit and credit, but here since it is a statement, there are no sections like debit and credit, but we have to follow the rules. We have to present it in such a way that anyone in the world can understand. So that is why we are following the particular format. Okay. So produce a statement of profit or loss. So it is profit or loss. Okay. Remember, see each and every word is important. Each and every word. Show, show that shows the gross profit, gross profit and profit. Okay, not net profit. Okay. So gross profit and profit or loss for the year. So each and every word is important. So how they write. So when we let us start. So when we write, you remember first we have to write the heading statement of profit or loss. Who is the trader? Statement of profit or loss for Shola. Statement of profit or loss for Shola for the year. For Shola for the year is for the 31st March 2020. For the year 31st March 2020. So what we have to write? The heading is very important. Always what the students do, lot of I have observed lot of students they just write everything and they will not write anything. Obviously, yes, the sheet, the question paper itself will have so many things. So next headings will be there. So if sometimes if it is not there, then we have to write it. Otherwise, if it's already there, then there is no need. So if it's not there, then we have to write. So statement of profit. So before starting this question, before starting answering this, let us discuss certain points. I will ask you, sir. Okay. So remember it in five steps. Okay, remember in five steps. 2, number 3, number 3, number 4. So first we have to start with number 1, then we have to subtract number 2, that will give number 3. To that we have to add 3O. From that again you have to subtract 4, that will give. So what is 1? 1 is revenue. 2 is cost of sales. 3 is gross profit. U is other income. So this plus this. This plus this. So I will discuss what is this. So then minus 1 is expenses. This will be profit. So now let us discuss each and every point. So I will ask you certain questions also in the meantime. So that let me just check if you know the answers. You can answer those questions if you already know. So what is revenue? Revenue is nothing but net sales. So what is net sales? Net sales is nothing but sales minus sales. Isn't this sometimes instead of sales there will be revenue. There will be sales return also. So there is no revenue returns. Okay, so there is always sales returns. So don't get confused. Sales, if they give sales or revenue, it is only the same. But always by default you have to subtract sales returns, and that minus that is called revenue. Revenue is always revenue into. Now there is nothing like net revenue. Remember, there is nothing like net revenue. Okay, so there is nothing like net revenue. So net sales is nothing but sales minus sales returns. Sometimes sales and revenue are interchangeably used, and they give sales returns also. So revenue minus sales minus sales return, always it is equal to revenue. So always when the revenue is the only thing, there is no concept like net revenue. Never. Net revenue is never used. Always revenue. Very important. Very important. Okay. So basic things, but lot of students they don't focus on small things, but when they are attempting the question papers they get confused with small things. So they may get confused when sales is given, revenue is given, they may get confused. They may take one or the other, they may leave out. So they may think that your sales return is already included there. So all those things may be, there may be a lot of confusion. So always the concept should be very clear. That is why you have to learn the subject in depth. In A levels, you have to learn the subject in depth to track to get the best score. To get the best score, you have to understand each and everything, each and every word, each and every term, whatever it is you have to understand. Unless the concepts are very clear, you cannot excel in A levels. You cannot excel. So don't forget it. So don't even think. lot of students what they do near the exams they try to work out, they try to do lot of things, but because of excitement, because of the anxiety, because of the stress, they forget most of it. So unnecessarily, they lag behind and the performance comes down very bad. So never do that. So you start preparing from the day one. From the day one, understand each and everything. Try to work out more and more problems. That will give you best idea. That is the best idea to get very good marks. So this is what is first step. First thing you should know. First step number one, revenue. Revenue is net sales. That is nothing but sales minus sales returns. So sales and revenue are interchangeable. So it's gonna give sales also and sales return also. Gonna give revenue also, sales return also. There is no word like net revenue. Always it is revenue. So remember this. This is the first step. So in this also a lot of students they get confused and they commit lot of errors. I have observed. The second point is cost of sales. So what is cost of sales? To get this, to make this revenue, you incur some expenses. You incur some expenses to make this revenue. So that is known as cost of sales. So what all is included here? Purchases. So you have purchased merchandise. Purchases. That is goods only. Okay, only goods. You have purchased. Okay, goods. To get the goods inside the company or godown or factory or whatever, you have incurred carriage in it. So remember carriage, there are two types. One is carriage inward and one is carriage outward. Carriage inward means we get the, when we purchase, we get the materials inside our premises. So we incur carriage inward. So purchases plus carriage inward. So what other things can be included in this? When we purchase, there may be some items that we might not have sold, that may be still lying. You might have purchased some items in the previous year, previous month or whatever, and there may be some items that will still lying with us. So that is known as inventory. That is known as inventory. So to this we need to add opening inventory. What is opening inventory? Opening inventory means inventory at the beginning. Inventory at the beginning. So before the purchases, before we have sold all those things, before that, there might be some. Okay, so there might be some opening inventory. So at the beginning, whatever we have that now, so that need to be added. So again, in the end, at the end of the accounting period, some inventory might be remaining. So that is known as closing inventory. So in the instant case, for the year. So this is 31st March 2020. So in this case, opening inventory is on 1st April 2019. There may be some items lying. So closing inventory will be on 31st March 20. So maybe this is, we can call it 31st March 2019. So normally the year will, this opening will become, so we take 1st April. So there is no much difference between 31st March 2019 and 1st April 2019 because there is a difference of only one night. Okay, so remember cost of sales is nothing but purchases plus carriage inward plus opening inventory minus closing inventory. or you can write as inventory at revenue or inventory at revenue. The cost of sales very important. So you can remember this. So like opening less purchases, less purchase returns. So similar to sales return, there may be purchase returns also, right? So if the goods whatever you have purchased, if they are of not of good quality, you might return them. So it is known as purchase minus purchase returns. Okay. So these are called net purchases. So you can use the word purchases minus purchase returns as net purchases. So purchases normally we use purchases only even if there is purchase returns. We normally don't use the word net purchases. We use purchase minus purchase. So opening inventory plus purchase minus purchase returns plus carriage inward minus closing. So cost of sales is equal to cost of sales is equal to so this will give you cost of sales. This will give you cost of sales. So what next? So revenue minus cost of sales will give gross profit. So to this we need to add other income. So this minus this will be gross profit. To that we need to add other income. So what is other income? What is other income is nothing but discount received. So this is not the income of the main operations. So revenue means sales. Okay, revenue means sales. This is other income. Other means other than sales, whatever the income like discount received. Discount received. So maybe rent receivable. Rent receivable. So there may be interest receivable. Interest receivable. So all these are known as other income. So all these are known as other income. So why did I call it as nameless? Why did I call it as nameless? Because there is no name for gross profit plus other income. You have to just calculate and leave it and write and do it. So why did I write 3 plus 3O? So that you don't forget this. So that you don't forget. What happens a lot of students, they reach here, they forget these items. They forget these items. Again they recollect. Again they come back because of that lot of mistakes would have happened, and because of that lot of time would have wasted. Again they have to rectify all the numbers unnecessarily. They will be wasting time. They will not get time to answer the other questions. So that is why you have to be very careful. You have to plan accordingly. You have to calculate in your mind. You should know all the steps in your mind. So if there should be logical flow, logical smooth flow of numbers and whatever the words, whatever. So they should logical. There should be logical. So you get something. So that is nameless. The question mark. Then to that, from there, what we need to do is we take out expenses. What are the expenses? Maybe we would have paid salaries. So these are all the other expenses which are incurred for the purpose of after the sale. Okay. So see, what is cost of sales? Cost of sales is to make the goods saleable. But after the goods become saleable, there are so many other expenses. Like you may have to pay salaries to the staff. So you may have to pay rent. You may have to pay rent. So you may have to pay wages. You have to pay wages to the workers. So you might have to spend on postage and stationery. Similarly, carriage outwards. Carriage outwards also. Carriage outward means when we sell, at that time we incur expenses. It is related to sales, but it is after the finished goods have been produced. So that's why carriage outwards. After the sale has been made. So that is why carriage outwards. Discount allowed. So discount received is part of other income. Discount allowed is coming here. So remember this is very important. A lot of students again they commit mistake. Discount allowed should come. So then whatever after you look at what you get is profit or loss. So what are the steps? Let us revise once again revenue. So that is net revenue minus cost of sales, one figure. From that we need to subtract expenses. So what we get is profit and loss. That's why 3O is lot of students normally forget this. 3O. Just realistically. So the items you have to write as per the question or but the steps are almost same. So you have to always follow these five steps. One, two, three, three, O, four, four steps, four, five steps. So you need to remember this. So now come to the question. Having learned all this, then now you can attempt the question. So now delivery cost. Where is this incurred? This is incurred to deliver the goods. Further expenses. Office expenses. Purchases, cost of sales. Purchase returns, cost of sales. Rent and rates, expenses. Sales, revenue. Sales returns, revenue. You have to deduct from revenue. Wages and salaries. So hardly have so simple. Such a simple question. The question is very simple. So now having understood this, you can solve any number of questions. If the steps are clear, if you know everything, the steps are clear. So first you have to write the heading statement of profit or loss. So first you write statement of profit or loss. Then what is the thing first you have to do? You have to write revenue. So what is revenue? Sales. Sales is how much? 13452. Less sales returns. Means how much? 30. What is revenue? So this will be this minus 111,480. So 131,480. Remember this is revenue. Okay. So you have to write the details like this in a column, and the amount whatever you get is revenue. Whether if only revenue is there, you can just write like this. If there is a sales return, you can write that. If it is not there, you can just leave it. So revenue and sales is one and the same. They are interchangeable. They are explained. So now from this you need to subtract cost of sales. So what are cost of sales? Cost of sales are related to purchases, less purchase returns. What are purchases? Purchases are 5721. is written, sir? 1605. So when you subtract this from this, 572057 minus 55605. 5560. So this minus this will give you, so 75875. 75875. This is known as gross profit. So gross profit. So then to that you have to add other income. So by default you just write this and leave it. So it doesn't you lose no, you don't lose any marks for writing this. So because normally you forget to write this. So when you are practicing, at least at the time you're writing the exam, if you don't write also it's okay. But when you are practicing, you just write and leave, so that in the exam you don't forget. A lot of students commit this mistake. So I am telling you this seriously again and again. So a lot of students they forget this, then again they try to miss it, because of that lot of time will be wasted. So gross profit is the same amount, 7587. So from that you need to take out expenses. Right? Expenses. So what are the expenses? Employee costs, office expenses. What is delivery? How many are delivery costs? 8645. Office expenses. Rent and rates 12870. 12870. Wages and salaries 53. Wages and salaries. So now you add all this. Yes. Okay. Even he makes it 6. So that will give you how much? So this minus this minus this loss. Because expenses are, so loss 75. That's all. So that is the answer. You have to write this in a specific way in this particular format. It's very important. Okay. So you have to follow these rules. You have to practice this. Often you have to practice your income statement or statement of profit or loss is a very important question. Often asked in the exam. Often asked in the exam. So lot of questions are often again in the A levels also, AS levels also. They are very very good. So now, so we just wind up this session. We just continue the next class. Till then, have a good day. Good night. So, dear
Dear
friends,
friends,
welcome back. Let us
welcome
continue
back to Shasha's virtual classroom. So today we will discuss activity
this
8.2.
answer is good.
This is from Statement of Financial Position.
Statement of
This is latest book of David Hopkins.
where statement of
So we'll discuss activity 8.2 here.
David Hopkins' latest book.
So let's start.
Yep.
So Raza is a sole trader. The items have been The items taken from his trial balance 31st May 2020 that relate to the statement of financial position are as follows. Bank balance 3245, bank loan repayable
Which are
2024,
the items what are
bank loan repayable 2020,
before starting this? So let's
28,330.
have a recap
So
of
cash balance 510, capital opening balance opening 1st June 2019,
what are the
1st June,
current
okay,
items
opening. So
so
169945, drawings
this
33,450,
what
fixtures and fittings 44,125, premises
using just
33,000, premises trade payables is 33,075, premises 1,27,600, 127,600. So trade receivables 36,085. The loss for the year was 9114.
and
9,145. Inventory at 31st March was valued at 51,340. Prepare a statement of financial position for Raza at 31st March.
main items
Statement of financial position at 31st March
revenue
2020. Okay.
but sales minus sales
So
returns
just before starting this, let's understand a few things which are very important. So
sales. Do you know what is cost of sales? So opening
statement
inventory
of
plus trade
financial
payables uh, minus purchase returns plus carriage inwards minus closing inventory. So that will give cost of sales. So when we subtract revenue, cost of sales from revenue, we get
position
gross profit.
of Raza
To that gross profit, we add other income.
at
So other income is
audit
like discount
31st
received,
May.
interest received, so rent receivable, so all other income which is not other than operating income. Yeah. So from that, if we
So
subtract
before
this,
doing this,
what are the expenses like uh,
let us understand a few very important concepts. So what are the so there are five line items. Okay, so there are five line items, five
postage and
steps
shipping, telephone, all those
or five line
expenses.
items
So that will give profit or loss.
in statement of financial position of a sole trader.
So in these five steps,
What is the first one? First one is non-current assets.
because often the questions are asked in AS level, a lot of questions are asked on income statements. So that's why we have been
So
repeating this
non-current assets
again and again to
are fixed
to
assets.
understand what are the contents
So
of
we
this.
need to write this in an order.
So Ankit, let
So
us just have a look at.
particularly item amount wise, whichever is heavier, we can write that.
So
Or the
capital. So
asset which
this
has
is
got
cost of
longer
sales.
period of life, we can write that first. So we have to follow a specific order.
Cost of
So
sales.
though it is advisable, okay. So then the next one
This
is
is
current
expenses.
assets.
So discount allowed. Discount allowed is also expense. Discount received is other income.
Current assets.
Heat and light expenses. Insurance
Here
expenses.
also order is important.
Inventory at
Like
date.
whichever are realizable
So this is cost of
on the
sales.
basis of realization. So first inventories,
Purchases
because inventories cannot be easily realized.
is cost of sales.
Then comes trade receivables.
So rent and rates expenses. Sales
Then
revenue.
cash
Sales returns.
and bank balances.
Wages and salaries.
So like this, okay. So then we have to total of
Okay.
this. So
Given
this is the asset
was
side.
valued at 29,143. So this is also cost of sales. So this is how we have to do. Okay. So first, as soon as you see the question, you should
These are
visualize
total assets.
where these items will come. So you should visualize where these items will come. So
Then comes liability side. Coming to liability side
we are doing
now.
it like
So these two line items are over.
so
The third line item
very
is
very very fast because
capital.
the
So
questions
capital account we have already
are
learned.
tricky sometimes.
So first we need to start with opening capital,
Not
opening
one question, some other
opening
questions will
balance.
be very tricky. So
To
usually we
that
have
we
to
are
be
from
very
that we
very
need to add
active.
subtract drawings.
Okay, hyperactive. Otherwise, getting
So to that we need to add net
something
profit for the year.
okay. So that is remember this.
So
It's
that
very
will
very
give
important.
closing balance.
So
So we need to write the
always
capital here.
to
Then fourth line item,
just so what is there first revenue
non-current
are two
liabilities.
items. So sales and sales returns. So that is what is there
Non-current liabilities.
revenue. It is sales and sales
So
returns.
Liabilities which are payable for more than after 12 months.
Sales
After
and sales
12 months.
returns is
So they are known as non-current
non-current.
liabilities. So the outstanding date is important. So on the date of balance sheet, from the date of balance sheet, after that 12 months from there. For example, if any, this is 31st May 2020. So if
Right,
any liability is payable
so it is sales.
after
This is sales returns.
31st May
So that will be
2021, after that.
if I pay
So this is 31st May, after 1 year, lapse of 1 year, then it is non-current, it should be recorded as non-current liabilities. So you know what are liabilities, right? So liabilities are something we owe. So non-current liabilities. What is current liabilities? Current liabilities are the liabilities that are payable within a period of before 12 months. So if there is any amount outstanding on 31st May 2020, so between this period and this period between this period, if any liability is payable between this period and this period, it is current liability. So basically, it is
so
equal
let's
less
just write it
than
again.
or equal to 12 months.
So
So less than or
same
equal to 12 months. If any liability is there which is payable within a period of
presentation
12
is
months,
concerned about presentation. So
it's
always
called current. Current means we have to pay immediately. If not immediately,
very
within 12 months.
so that
Non-current after 12 months.
each
After
and
12
every
months. Okay.
concept is
So very
always we have to
important.
write them.
So
First of
again,
all, we have to write the heading statement
these
of
things. So statement of financial position is somewhat easy.
so in
So
exams they would have given this actually.
this you have to understand, just understand where what are the line items and where to plug in
So I'm just
the
writing
things.
here.
And following the particular format is also very important. You have to follow the
Okay.
specific
First,
format. It's very, very important.
statement again.
So now,
So revenue under revenue
statement
sales
of
minus sales returns.
financial position. Okay. So first we need to write fixed assets. So premises is very heavy. So premises, let us write premises. So first we have to write non-current assets heading.
Premises.
In the non-current assets,
Okay. Next, always write the dollars currency in
we need to
dollars.
write building
Always
premises.
write this. So revenue.
What is the value of
So write
premises?
it is applicable for all
Value of
revenue.
premises is
So
127,600,
minus cost of sales. What all is
which is the
required?
next
Sales purchases.
item, which is a bit higher. Furnitures and fixtures.
So below that, you need to write
Furnitures and fixtures and
okay,
fittings.
perfect.
Fixtures and fittings.
Follow, understand, remember, by heart, whatever. Always
So how much is the amount? Fixtures and fittings it
follow
is
the sequence. So
44,125.
the inventory, what they have given is inventory at 1st April 2020.
44,125. So
Whatever.
any other assets are there? Any other fixed assets are there? No, only two fixed assets. So very good. So
See, what I advise you
first
to
you
do,
write this. So both you
answer
add
this
together and
question.
write
You can try answering this
127,
question, and
625
then you
is
can cross check with the solution. Just that way,
127,
you can answer. You can
600 plus
be sure that whatever you
44,
write is right,
125.
so that you will increase your confidence little more. Okay,
171,
and it will help you prepare for examination
171,
with lot of comforts. Okay, so first you try on your own, then only you check this. Don't see this as a
725.
movie.
So current assets. Now coming
Video
to
or something
current
like this. So
assets.
please try to work out the question on your own, and then you have to
Current assets. First,
answer more
we
effective.
need to
So
write
when you
inventories.
answer, then it will
Inventory
be more
means
effective.
inventory at the beginning, at the end of the year, not at the
For
beginning.
answer writing, it will be
Inventory
more effective as well. So try to
31st
answer the question on your own, and then you cross check with this
May
solution. Then you
2020.
understood every concept, everything is clear. Okay. So inventory at 1st April 2019,
What is the inventory on this date?
34096.
51340, 51,340.
340.
51,340.
Okay, then
So then
purchases.
trade
What are
receivables.
purchases? What are the purchases?
So remember this as ITR, okay? So remember this as ITR. ITR is
5.
inventory trade receivables. ITC, not ITC. So C is cash and cash equivalents. C, cash and cash equivalents. Trade receivables.
So this will
So
be
trade
total
receivables
purchases.
is 36085.
Total purchase details. Purchase returns are
So
exactly
then
matching
next
to
one,
this.
cash balance is there, bank balance is there. Yes, cash and bank balance. So bank, cash. So what is the bank balance? Bank balance
Cash
3245.
balance because when you purchase
What is cash balance?
inside, so by
Cash
default
balance
your
is
numbers will
510.
be 05.
So we have finished. We have written this, we have written this, and we have taken this, we have taken this, we have taken
These
this.
are the line items normally. Okay,
So we have
purchase,
taken so many line
purchase
items.
returns, carriage
Two
returns.
fixed assets,
So from that we need to
one,
subtract
two,
inventory on
three current assets.
inventory.
That never try
Expenses
to
will always for the
never try to
sales
figure
purchase
out the
expense.
difference. Never try to tally. No, that is the that is the problem in most of the students. What they do is they try to tally the balance sheet. So they tally the statement of financial position. So thinking that they will lose marks, otherwise they may lose out marks. No, no, nothing like that. So finish the paper first. Finish the paper. So even if there is any difference, you finish the paper first. Then you come back. So maybe there are some easier questions which you can do, which you do easily without any mistake. So ultimately, you would have got more marks. You would have realized that also. So never do that. Please don't do that. So take this advice as very important, and you have to follow from now on. So all the best. So we'll continue in the next class. Till then, have a good day. Good luck.
We'll catch up in the next class. Till then, have a good day. Dear friends, welcome back to activity 7.3. Produce a statement of profit loss for Samara that shows the gross profit and profit and loss for Samara. Just let us have a look. The trial balance has been prepared for Samara. So see, so this is the one. So a seller of women's clothing at 30th April 2020. This is other income. So this will go to other income. So then carriage of goods, sale first April 2019, first May 2019. Is there anything in this? So inventory of first April, first May 2019, electricity, sales return, commission received, purchase returns, discount purchases, trade sales, wages, balance to income, other people, stock and liquidation, promoter expenses. So no much unique items. So I think you can try this question on your own. So even then, let me be just quick. Let me what is the